course, here I am representing homeless women and not the women with home because I work with waste speakers. But of course, these homeless women who are staying in slums have the joint ownership of their houses. But it is only because of the efforts taken by women's movement, because when the first women's policy was formulated in Maharashtra in 1994, where all, of course, Flavia, who was there earlier speaking, she was also there, and women were given joint ownership by this policy. So if you'll ask any of the workers, women staying in slums, they will show you their own card that there is a joint ownership for them. So the educated, those who are staying in buildings, for them this might be 2%, but for women who are staying in slums, even in the rural area, when the government gives under their any scheme, there is a joint ownership for women, and which is of course the contribution of women's movement to women in general. So there are women who are homeless, who are staying in footpaths, who don't have even their own home. I work with waste speakers, though my organization Stree Mukti Sangathan is working for women's issues for last almost 50 years. We are having around 11 family counseling centers against domestic violence. Then, of course, we have daycare centers. We also have a very large adolescent sensitization program in schools. And for last 20 years, we are working with waste speaker women. Now, who is the waste speaker? Waste speaker is the woman who is a migrant, who is coming to this city. I mean, if you'll just take example of Mumbai, we find here the women who are from drought-prone areas of Karnataka, Maharashtra, and Tamil Nadu. So you will see the Maharashtra women are mostly in the eastern suburbs, and the Tamil and Karnataka women mostly in the western suburbs. Now, who are these women? Why they are picking up waste? Because it's not easy to put your hand in someone else's waste and then take out the dry waste. So these women are single women families. Either they are widows, or they are deserted by their husbands, or husband is not doing anything, or he is alcoholic. So most of these women are migrants to this city who do not have any documents of their existence. So what we had to do, that we had to start from scratch and give them documents first. Because they were delivering at home, they did not have even their child's birth certificate. So we had to find out what was the real problem. And then our first slogan was that we will see to it that waste speaker's child will not become a waste speaker. And why? Why we have to fight? Because actually we have to fight with the middle class or one who is generating garbage. Because remember that as your income increases, your garbage increases. When we are talking about the beautiful homes and cities, imagine how much garbage we are creating. And we are not disposing it up properly. We are not segregating at source. That's why somebody has to put their hands in their waste, your waste, and then get the waste segregated and sell it. Actually, when we don't segregate, it all goes to dumping ground because no municipality can process the waste if it is mixed. Remember this. If whole of BKC, how much waste they are generating? If we think about that, there can be a big biogas plant here. The food we are eating, food we are wasting. So we have a biogas plant and all street lights can be because we can generate electricity on that waste. This month is zero waste month. And why so much waste? Because first reason is agricultural waste, second waste is the food waste in the public life. Like we go to, suppose now we are going to eat there, if they don't give us limited food, they will give us a plate. And we can't eat everything. Or even when we go to buffet or celebrations, we take everything on our plate and we can't eat it and we throw it. So how much food waste? And the third is the waste at home. So all this waste, we can convert it and give it back to nature in the right form. We are actually getting everything from nature and we are wasting it. So it's our duty. But it is also duty of home builders. There are DC rules where in each building there should be compost pit. But if you'll see that, if you'll go to those homes, after 6 months, nobody segregates and puts anything in that compost pit. So even builders should take care whether the system they are providing is eco-friendly, whether it is natural composting, because we have seen, I've seen in last 10 years, they're having these machines, 24-hour manure will be made and actually nothing is done. It's a black charcoal-like thing coming out. So it's not a natural compost. So those who are building new homes, beautiful homes, should actually segregate. You should tell the tenants that they should segregate at home and compost it and give back to nature in the compost form, because our country also needs natural compost. We just don't care and bother. We have just taken up the habit of use and throw in our country, which was not there earlier, We were reusing everything, but now we are throwing everything. So it is also the responsibility of building industry. It's not only giving beautiful homes, but also make the earth sustainable. And it can be made sustainable only if you really convert all the waste and then send it to proper place in the proper form. This is not happening. And I feel your community should take initiative into that and see to it that all the waste which is thrown should not be thrown. You see, our attitude is that not in my backyard, which is called a NIMBY attitude. NIMBY means my compound, my road, everything should be very clean. What about my city? What about the dumping ground in the city? Is dumping ground in the city is not our backyard, city's backyard. You see, if you see the Devnar dumping ground, it is already full. Now, they are also putting an incinerator over there. Why? Because the multi-layer plastic or one-time use plastic is so much in the city that it cannot be processed at all. And this processed, you suppose that the waste picker should pick it up. Why? If it is recyclable, they will pick it up because they'll get money from that. Why they should put their labor into picking up your waste? Everybody should think about it. That your waste is your responsibility. The various laws are coming. There is a Namaste scheme coming. But there is so much corruption in the whole process. Everybody wants a centralized scheme, a dumping ground. If it is decentralized, done in each colony, and not that everybody knows about segregation. I mean, people know about segregation, but they don't want to recognize. Let me tell you, a scientist colony in Mumbai, where 10,000 families are staying. Scientists, all are scientists. And they were not segregating. We had to do 1 year campaigning in the whole colony. They had 10 tons of waste every day going to dumping ground. Now almost 9 tons of waste is segregated and the biogas plants have been constructed and the compost pits have been constructed and all waste is now, it doesn't, the waste, 9-ton waste is not going to dumping ground, which is the success of our program, but it's also because of our waste pickers. We train them because training is very much necessary in composting, in biomethanation. Biomethanation is not a very difficult process. Our scientists have made it very simple. They are not like Western countries which are computerized and all that. There is a, in our scientists in BRC, they have made a simple biomethanation. Actually, if you are constructing colonies, we should have one biomethanation plant. Or like in BKC, there should be biomethanation plants where you can use them use that biogas into electricity
should not have incinerators, because we are burning the livelihood of the people. You are burning plastic in that. Of course, the plastic which should not be used, or which is not recyclable, sorry, should not be manufactured at all. It is not manufactured in Maharashtra. It is manufactured somewhere else, and then it is imported in Maharashtra. Why? Government has banned one-time use plastic, but if you see in all the kitchens, you will find out one-time use plastic. It is banned. But nobody is obeying the law, nobody is thinking about that. It has become only I eat it, I pay it, so I can do whatever I want. So whole this process requires discipline in people. Because we are talking about pollution, but this pollution is also because of our own behavior. And we are not thinking about that. We just don't talk about the pollution in the air. We talk about it, but we don't do anything. We feel that it is our right to do whatever we are doing. Who is government to tell us? And government also, everybody wants, as I say, everybody wants centralization, because there is a lot of money involved. You transport the waste, that means there is a lot of money involved. You take contracts, tenders every year to clean Mithi River, which is so beautiful. I was staying in Kurla around 50 years ago, and I've seen a beautiful Mithi River, and we used to go and have a walk over there. And now see the Mithi River, which is a gutter. So you throw everywhere the waste inside the Mithi River, and then give tender and clean it every year. So this is what is happening. You see, if you go to Europe and all, you see beautiful rivers. And these beautiful rivers is actually pride of that city, but what is happening to our river? So, but we only throw waste. We are responsible for that, but people just don't care for that. I feel that the segregation is a must in every house. I do not know how many of you are segregating. Just talking is not enough. When I was hearing the speeches earlier of the architects, I was working in architecture college as a librarian. I worked for almost 20 years, and whatever understanding about the environment I received, it's from architecture college only. So when I took VRS and started working full-time in the waste management sector, I realized that unless I understand what is waste management, I won't be able to help waste speakers. And that's why I started working on the waste management also. We learned composting, we learned biomethanation, we learned how to do gardening, because if the compost is waste, most of the middle class societies ask us, why should we do composting? What will we do with the compost? So actually you can do your gardening, you can grow vegetables, you can have terrace gardening. Why should you ask this question? Or give it to some agricultural people, you can give it to farmers, you can give it to city garden. But people don't want to do that. They will just ask. They will spend thousands of rupees in eating outside or traveling, but they won't pay even 30 rupees for composting. So this is the situation. So people feel that I can spend whatever I want, or I can spend in whatever way I want. There is a money in Mumbai city, but there is no money for waste picker, or there is no money for poor people. So I feel that everybody should segregate. It is not difficult. Just go home and remember me. If you want to remember me, just think about segregation. You have to just learn what is dry, what is wet, and what is hazardous. I would like to tell women that when you are throwing sanitary napkins, you are putting into a plastic bag. Remember that each plastic bag goes to dumping ground, but no waste picker or nobody will touch that plastic bag. So put it into paper wrap, and put it. Actually, there is a plastic inside sanitary napkin also. So who are we going to dispose it, I don't know. But still, there is a simple way, is to put your sanitary napkin or diapers in a paper bag and put a red mark on that, so that the person who is picking up that waste, she is a human being. You must remember that if you want others to treat as human beings, you have to be very careful. You have to be responsible when you are throwing the waste. And then you say, oh, she's working in a dirty atmosphere, but you are the ones who are responsible for the people to work in such atmosphere. And I feel that all of you should think before you throw, think before you buy. Whether whatever we are buying, you see, when you are cooking at home, you have less dry waste. But if you bring everything from outside, you have more dry waste. Like you bring pizza, how many boxes you have? But if you cook vegetables, even poor people, even the green vegetables, they eat full. They won't throw it like we throw. So think before you buy, think before you throw. All these things, very responsibly you should think about it. And I feel that this way, we will make our earth more rich. We will return everything in a proper form. We will recycle everything. Even paper can be recycled. How much tissue paper we are using? We have forgotten about our napkins, handkerchiefs, everything. Now we know that in every bathroom and everywhere the tissue paper will be there. Don't forget all that, all good habits our country had. So have handkerchief, have your own cotton bag with you always, so that whatever you want to buy, you can get that into the cotton bag. So many things we can do if just think about it. Whatever we are not wasting, we should not waste. If more waste, that means we are harming the earth more. We are just celebrating on 5th June or 22nd April, all the Earth Day and Environment Day and all that. All rather other 363 days we forget about it, how to save our earth. So remember each day, whenever you are doing something, just remember each day, and also don't complain to me that municipality is mixing everything. It is not like that. You have to do it, you have to give it to the waste speaker in your lane. You know everyone coming to your lane. You know bhajiwala, person who is bringing fish, झाड़ू मारता है, वो सब मालूम रहते हैं आपको, लेकिन वेस्ट स्पीकर मालूम नहीं रहती है. What I feel is that you should know the waste speaker and your dry waste, you give the clean waste in waste speakers and you will be so happy. And you compost. In my organization, we are giving even home compost basket, like your own home. If you have even only half kg waste, you can compost it at home. If you have compost pits, we are providing you compost pits. If you want to do a biomethanation for the whole area, we are doing that. We have learned that technology because remember that every informal sector, as long as the women are doing it, nobody bothers about it. But moment it becomes a business, men grab it. Say teaching, cooking, take any, even making flour. I mean, we sing songs about the women grinding flour, and when it becomes a business, you won't see any chakkiwala. I mean, we won't say any woman managing flour mill, all men are there. So everywhere, whenever it becomes a business, women are not there, they are vanished. Same is in the garbage industry. If you'll see the private sector of garbage industry, all women are at the bottom and they are all below poverty line, illiterate. And if you'll see the whole industry, the traders, wholesalers, recyclers, all are men. And women are just waste speakers. So we want to change this sin. We want to train women in different locations also. Like, nowadays the contractors have come in the city of Mumbai. They are saying, you don't segregate. We will take a contract and take all your garbage, which is wrong. If you are having a building, you must see to it that people segregate. People segregate and it is given to municipal corporation or whatever for the processing. It's not that the contractor takes away and then he tells someone or throws it to the dumping ground by back door. So there is a corruption again. So I feel that what we have to think about, it's just not looking at poor people and say, array, they are very poor and what dirty work they are doing. You have to do your work first. You have to start from home. You have to see your buildings are beautiful, yes, but they are also environment friendly. Green buildings, you talk about green buildings. How buildings are going to get green? Your building will get green and the dumping ground will become more dirty. So our city also should become environment friendly. Our city also should become green. There are some buildings they have taken initiative for terrace gardening. So you have to see that the garbage goes to that terrace in the form of compost. And if possible, if there are large complexes, there should be a biogas, which can give even electricity to street lights. So it is very advantageous. You have to spend first, yes, but in such a big complexes, you spend so much money on beautification. but this is a sustainable beautification. If you have a biogas plant and composting, I hope some people may not like me saying segregation and all. Many people feel that it's not my job. Whose job it is? Because it is decided by caste that some people should do only dirty work. Why? They don't have right to have education, do some other jobs. It's only because of the caste system we are doing it, because it is feel it's not my job. Someone else will do it. Who is that someone else? If you'll go to Europe, you'll find if they have to do the garbage work, they have to give maximum daily wages, because there are no people who will do the garbage work or processing. Same thing is going to happen in our country also. May not be in my lifetime, maybe next, after 25 years or 30 years. You are not going to get people to pick up your garbage. At that time, you'll have to do it yourself only. Go to Europe, they have to do segregate in 6 sets, and in plastic, glass, aluminium, everything is metal, everything is separate. And they have to give it, and if they don't give, they have to pay fine. If they miss that day, they have to go to dumping ground or processing site and give it there. So just don't look at the cleanliness of the city. Look at the collection system. Look at how the garbage is used. Look at that. So it's very easy to criticize our municipality, but their citizens are not there doing their duty. And as a citizen, if we'll do our duty, we will make this city really beautiful and sustainable. Thank you.